Welcome to Psych Café. I would first like to thank Lisa and Patricia for inviting us to share our research through this platform. And for those who are watching this video, I would like to first thank you for your attention and interest. I unfortunately have other arrangements during the time Psych Café is held, so I won't be able to attend this event. But if you have any questions or are interested in learning more about my research, please feel free to reach out to me using the email listed in the slide. So first, a little bit about myself. So my name is Grace Zhang. I'm a first-year doctoral student in the counseling psychology program. I work with my wonderful research mentor, Dr. William Tsai. There are two lines of my research interest. So the first one is to examine the interplay of psychological resources and relational processes, pathways to well-being and growth from a cultural perspective. And I'm also interested in developing culturally appropriate psychosocial interventions for under-resourced community to promote their health and well-being outcomes. So in this March, I was really honored to receive the Applied Psychology Professional Development Award to sponsor my attendance and travel to the Society for Effective Science SAS 2024 annual conference. And I had the opportunity to share a research study conducted in my lab with other professionals and peers from my field. And in this study, we looked at two types of social support provision behaviors and their associated mood benefits among a sample of college students. So there are in general two types of social support provisions, which are instrumental and emotional support. Instrumental support basically refers to providing tangible resources to support the recipient. That could include providing monetary support or providing transportation. And emotional support, on the other hand, involves comforting the recipient's emotional reaction to a stressor. That could include words of affirmation like, you're doing great, you will get through it, this type of support behaviors. So the cross-cultural research has shown cultural differences in the preference for a certain type of support provision. So specifically, because maintaining individual autonomy and independence is more important to people coming from more Western individualistic cultures, providing emotional support might be a preferred type of support provision because it can boost the recipient's self-esteem and not dampening their sense of competence or independence. While instrumental support provision, on the other hand, might be less prevalent because providers may want to avoid conveying the message that the recipient is incompetent or dependent on them. But conversely, instrumental support provision may be more culturally appropriate within a more collectivistic cultural context, in which maintaining relational interdependence is generally valued over individual autonomy, and being influenced and impacted by your close ones is more normative in the culture and accepted. So on the other hand, providing emotional support may deviate from the cultural norms around emotional suppression, expression, as well as the culture's value on modesty, which could induce discomfort in both the support providers and the support recipient. So therefore, we hypothesize that culturally congruent daily support provision behavior would carry greater mood benefits on the same and next day than culturally non-congruent ones. So to our knowledge, this is the first study to examine whether cultural difference exists in the relationships between daily support provision and emotions at the daily level. So to test the hypothesis, we recruited 41 European and 78 Asian American students to complete a 14-day daily diary study, during which their positive affect, negative affect, instrumental support, and emotional support provision behaviors were assessed once a day, and the independent and interdependent self-control values were assessed only at baseline. We conducted multi-level analysis to separate out the within-person fluctuation of support provision from individual level differences, and the independent and interdependent self-control values were tested as moderators. So we found that both types of support provision behaviors were associated with better mood on the same day, but only providing instrumental support more than the sample average tendency was associated with better mood the same and next day, and the cultural moderator was non-significant. So overall type of support provision behaviors may differentially impact affective states, and our study highlights a more nuanced understanding of the immediate and sustainable mood benefits of different types of support provision. Additionally, the differentiation between within-person and between-person effects highlights that people who habitually provide instrumental support to others may experience more consistent mood benefits. And indeed, instrumental support may be less emotionally taxing compared to providing emotional support, therefore conferring greater mood benefits the next day. And interestingly, we did not find our cultural moderator to be significant, which suggests that at the day-to-day level, mood benefits associated with support provision may be more homogenized across cultures. However, it is important to note that the non-significance of the cultural moderator could be attributable to a limited statistical power to detect cultural differences due to our small sample size. And additionally, the daily assessment of support provision and mood may have obscured the cultural variances that may emerge over more extended periods of time. Okay, and that concludes the presentation. I hope that you enjoyed hearing about this piece of research, and if you have any questions or are interested in further discussing this study with me, please do reach out to me using the email address I have listed in the slide, and thank you so much for listening.